I'm just making it a very simple way of practicing planetary magic, the way I do it. And this is following the old school with 7 planets, sunrise, sunset, and nighttime is from sunset to sunrise. And I use Sunday since it's Sunday today. So you see the daytime hours are Sun, Mercury, Venus, Luna, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. Then at hour 8 comes Sun again, Venus, Mercury, Luna and Saturn. And from sunset to sunrise we have, and here's what you always have to think about, that it isn't really the same. From sunset to sunrise you start with, you will have the planet Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Sol, Venus, Mercury, Luna, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sol, Venus and Mercury. And this is what is, since I live in a country where you have daylight saving and so on, so you must learn to do it yourself. And you start with when does the sun rise and sunset at your local time. You can check the newspaper or something. And your own time zone, of course. And check out if the daylight saving is needs something to work with. And moon phases are not necessary in your daily practice when you, let's say, like, even if it only takes 5 minutes a day, but you build up the strong connection to the archangels of the planets or the planets itself or other deities, and it goes quick. So this doesn't need any hexagram rituals, it doesn't need anything, it's a daily connection to the celestial plane. It might be a simple prayer or affirmation, but you just do it on the right hour, day in and day out, and that builds up a connection that is stronger than a huge ritual that is done once in a while, since you have that natural connection now. And as you can see, the first hour of the sun, that's when I always do my sunrise ritual, and I always do my Enochia ritual. Since in the old days did it as well, it was always done with the sunlight, the scrying sunlight. So that means the 8-hour daytime. That's why I never make anything in the mornings, videos or anything. I'm doing the magic back then. And in the night time you can see, if we just take sun, we go with Sunday here with Sol, we have the 3rd hour and then we have the 10th hour. And that's when I also kick in when I do magic fathers and so on. So that's when, usually when people ask me to help, that's when I do it during night hours. Sometimes I stay up all night and so on. So, but I think that this gives you so much freedom, since you do it quickly and each day. And since you are continually doing it, you don't need to have these elaborate rituals or anything. You just do it out of respect. And if you do a ritual and command that you are respected, I have never seen that work really well. It might work if you are in an occult lodge where somebody has the connection, but that somebody is also doing this simple ritual practically every day. So that's just how I roll. It's simple. And you divide the time from sunset to sunrise, and I realized I have 2 S's there, so it didn't work out really well. From daytime to nighttime, if you call it, and from nighttime to daytime. And you divide by 12. And that's when you get how many minutes the planetary hour are that during the time. Many use that it is 12 times 12 hours day and night, but I don't live in a country where that's possible, since we don't have always a black night during the summertime. So I have to at least connect to the planets and so on. And I think that when you keep it simple, let's say that you work with, like I do with Michael on Sundays and so on, you work through if you do the planets, you work with the 7 Archangels of the planets, and that is continuous every day, so it comes natural on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and so on. And something I often did, as many others, as when I talk about the 9 days purification ritual, that's the initiation for Enochian or any kind of magic tradition. You fast for 9 days. But for other magic, if it's really needed, then I follow the numbers of the planets, like Saturn has number 3. That means 3 days purification and fasting. So I do that. And since I'm a Capricorn rising, 3 days works for me. And 4 for Jupiter, 5 for Mars, 6 for Sol, 7 for Venus, and 8 for Mercury, and 9 for Luna. And I think the popularity of 9 is since it's connected to the moon, and it's the closest, and that's why everybody starts out with a 9-day purification. But once you've done it and connected to and really done the intense initiations, like when I talk about the 49-day ritual in Enochian, that's the start, and then you don't have to redo it and so much, and not with that intensity ever again. But you need to make it once. So that's when you really show your dedication that you are committed. And people are often amazed how it works. Since once they've done it and they feel the difference within themselves, no drugs, nothing. You drink tea or water, and you can eat a simple meal of, let's say, stale bread. Since you are not in this for taste, you are excluding everything that you like in your normal life. So if you like salads and you like to chew on salads all the time, you should at least try to not to focus on the eating, but only eating to maybe an upset stomach or something like that, just to get the connection once. And if you eat something that don't taste good, you don't crave it as much as either. So that is just a simple tip. And of course, of medical reasons, you shouldn't do anything. But your body adjusts quite easily, and that's the good thing that with magic, at least with the old magic, since you get the connection, and I can't do a ritual on a full stomach. I can eat during the day, but I always do. That's why I never eat breakfast, since I do the Enochian as well before I eat. So I'm usually 14, 16 hours of fasting every night. Since 12 is the minimum in my head, since we have day and night and 12, so divided there. So it's just my way of thinking. It has nothing to do with magic. Or it might have, who knows. After all, it's magic. And I hope this inspires you, and you can write your own prayer, or you can connect to the archangels, and instead of just making requests for something to happen to you, just say, good morning, I'm here to serve you. And start off with that. You offer your actions in a simple, easy way. You don't need candles, you don't need crystals, you don't need anything. The only thing you need is yourself and a will to trying to act and get guidance and help. And the more you act, the more help you get. So this is as simple as it can get. So don't get lost if you can't afford the books. Don't don't ever feel that you are not good enough to start doing it, since you can read books your entire life and you can study every system in the world, but all those people in the old days, they practiced this. And they got the results and they wrote the books. And when you make an offering of yourself to commit, that's more, since you want to connect to the archangels or the deities, and that connections gives you the power. It doesn't coming from making a talisman or buying a talisman that works, since you want to create everything yourself and connect, so you get divine guidance and connect. If you do that way, that you want to connect to your holy guardian angel at later point or whatever way it comes, but you will get these teaching angels and they will teach you and show you exactly where you need to go. You don't have to follow anybody else. You just do what you are meant to do, and they will guide you and they will teach you, and you might start to understand the manuscripts or something that nobody else understands, because you have the angels teaching you. And that is just that you don't need to own anything. Just start. And of course a Bible is very good to own, but that is the only thing I can say. Since the angels enjoy they always, when you read and recite the Bible, the angels stand ready. So this is as simple as it can get, and it only takes some intention, will, and devotion, and a willingness to act. Have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.